We are back, guys. We are back in style. 5. That number, guys. It's that number that Interisti now hate. The number that Milanisti have been using to make fun of us all season. Juventini have been using against us all season to make fun of us all summer. Any other fan base, really, and even fan bases that we have no beef with. Everyone has been using that scoreline 5-0. And that is the scoreline that Inter returned to competitive football with. Yes, I'm ignoring the Club World Cup. We finished the season with a 5-0 loss, and we start the season again with a 5-0 win. And that is the perfect start for Christian CHIVU's new Inter. I mean, Christian CHIVU went to sleep last night, does his nightly prayer, speaks to God. What's the one thing that he would ask? What's the perfect scenario that Christian CHIVU would ask for in that night prayer? It would be, please, Lord, let me win tomorrow, my first game, but perfect scenario, a 5-0. Not even in my wildest dream. I don't think even in yesterday, even as a joke, anyone predicted it in the match preview. I think someone said 4-0. Some people were saying 4-1, 4-0, but I don't think anyone went as far as to say 5-0. Wow. That is not the way I expected the season to start. Obviously, it's game day one. It does not matter. It's not, we were going to even look back. I don't think we were going to look back at this at the end of the season as something that was that important. But right now, after the summer that we had, guys, keep repeating it. We've had such a torrid summer, Interisti. After the way that summer ended, I don't want to be, demanding things, but we deserve this. We deserve the good starts to the season and the negativity around the Mercato. I've been speaking about it on this channel. Yeah, we need to do more. I'm happy, but we need more. We need more. Same guys out starting 11, apart from Sucic, goes out there and puts in this performance. Hey, man, I cannot ask for anything more. Obviously, it's just the beginning of the season, as we said. But let's get into it, guys. Post-match reactions are back, and you guys know my routine for post-match reaction. It is getting the screenshots ready for you guys to discuss some things, discuss the highlights, discuss some individual players. So you guys know what to do as well. Get used to the drill. Let me find, where is the little overlay for it? Boom, boom, boom, boom, boom. 5. I want 5. Do something. 5, 1 like, 1 subscribe, 3 comments. It has to be 5. You got to make up that 5. Actually, no, just press it once, because otherwise you press it and it'll cancel it. Yeah. Wow, what a performance, man. What a performance. Let me get to the comments, people that were early in here. Tanbir, Girozappelli, everyone is enjoying this. Sharif, welcome home. Sucic, yes, man. What a welcome home for Sucic. Welcome home. Oh, welcome back, Marcus Thuram. That is the Marcus Thuram that we remember. Limonebo, is that you, Matteo says? Yeah, I mean, that was reminiscent of the peak Limonebos, when Limonebo was at its best. Benjamin, let's go, brother. Let's go. Great start, Anthony. Nick's knocks in. That was a great way to start the season. Mickey was up and down as usual with his moments, but no Correa, no Arnautovic for you guys to cry about. Andy Juve, let's be real. Andy Juve's first few touches as an Inter player. That's probably the only negative. I'm not going to let you guys speak on any negative, even on Mkhitaryan. I don't want to hear it. The only negative that we can say is Andy Juve's debut. Everything else is pretty much perfect. Like, there's literally no negativity to go on about. Mattia, my brother in the house, what's up, brate? Hope you are doing well. Very important win, yeah. We're top of the league, by the way, guys. Obviously, before any rival fans start clipping it, let's at least enjoy it, We're top of the league with Como, Juve, Napoli, Cremonese, and Roma. But of course, it means nothing. But lovely to start already getting some goal difference in 5+ GD. That's always nice to start stat padding early on the season. It is important. Black Blue Legacy, what a performance. Sucic has to put Mickey on the bench. Yeah, we'll talk about that. And finally, yes, we have a proper striker off the bench. Anjuan. Serie A has been warned. And yes, very, very happy with Sucic and Boni. Where are all the CHIVU doubters at? Calma, Emil, calma. I am a CHIVU doubter. Again, just coming from complete no knowledge of CHIVU. We only know him for 12. If you're a CHIVU believer, you're just basing off just pure hopium. You can't be a CHIVU believer because you've seen him, what he does at the youth team. Because I know most of you guys don't even watch the youth team, and you watch Parma. Like, I don't believe any of that. If you're a CHIVU believer, it's just based off pure hope and like you liking CHIVU because he was a treble-winning legend with us. Outside of that, it's all hope and faith, which I have. But I just have no knowledge and understanding of what CHIVU is as a coach. But let's calm down with that. But there is literally no better way to start a season. And yes, Bigotelli, thanks for reminding the people. Let's get those likes up. And it does feel like a weight just lifted off our shoulders, right, guys? Like after all this summer, it does feel like a heavy weight lifted off. And yes, I predicted a 2-1 as well. So I was completely off as well. Robot review, no worries. CHIVU and the lads have put the league and pundits and its own fans are noted. Yeah, but that sort of thing. I'm a CHIVU doubter. I'm a Mercato doubter. But at the same time, I've said this team, I'm not going to change my tune. I've seen some of the Italian YouTubers change the tune. When it was Inzaghi here, they said he needed to deliver Scudetto with this squad. Now they're saying like, they're not sure. No, the squad still remains strong. It's just that we wanted it to be more refreshed, at least, that centre-back position maybe. But CHIVU has no excuses. This squad we know, it's the same squad as it has been for 4 years, which means that's the same squad that's been competing for the Scudetto for 4 years, apart from one. So it needs to be at least that. So I have hope, faith, and confidence in that. Whether we deliver on that, that's where I have my doubts with CHIVU. But I am, as I said, people that are non-Interisti that are saying that, Inter might drop out of top 4, all of that rubbish. No. This Inter team is a top 4 team minimum. Poor Andy didn't. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, we don't really play with the 3-4-2-1. Andy Diouf, debut, and I've talked about it. If you haven't watched the scout report for Andy Diouf, his touch, even though it's like he's a weird thing to say, he's technically very good, Andy Diouf. It's not that he's bad technically, but he seems to not be fully concentrated. He doesn't make sure to get like the perfect first touch sometimes or the perfect control. But let him just forget about this game for Andy Diouf. Just let's forget about it. Let's wipe it off our minds. 10 minutes. Just let him have this. Let him have this stinker sub appearance. Let's just focus on the positives today. Let's in the Harry Potter thing where they remove the little memory thing. Dumbledore removes the little memory thing and puts it into that fountain. Yes, I'm a Harry Potter nerd. Deal with it. Let's just do that. Put it away. And of course, Milan starting off with a loss the other day against Cremonese. So they lose, we win. That's perfect. Just Parma, if Parma could have scraped something off Juve yesterday, this would have been the perfect start. Wingchan Halev, hope you are doing well and hope your dojo is doing very well, brother. Eduardo, here he is, the confidence, the positivity FC in the house, and thank you very much for the donation as well. First donation of the season goes to Eduardo Hernandez. So first goal of the season was Bastoni. First goal on the channel is Eduardo Hernandez. And just like Bastoni, a bacino to you, brother. Thank you. And all I'm going to say to you guys, the Positivity FC, I'm going to be saying, calma. I want to see how we perform in the next few weeks, how we deal with the Champions League rotation, Coppa Italia, Supercoppa. Then we can talk later on in the season. But we need it. I'll be real. We do need Positivity FC this season more than ever because this has been a negative summer, negative last few months with everything. So Positivity FC is needed very, very much so. Last season, I think, the guys that were negative and, they were right in the end. The guys that were on the negativity FC or doubting FC, in the end, they were right. And we needed those guys that last season because it was like this Inter team, just especially the Serie A, we could just feel it like they just needed waking up. But this season, I feel like Positivity FC needs to take control of things. We can't let the negativity and, we can't let CHIVU crumble under pressure. I'm not letting the media in Italy let CHIVU crumble under the pressure. I don't want that any unnecessary pressure on Christian CHIVU. He's our treble-winning legend. We got to take care of the boy, and hope he can lead us to the promised land. And if he does it, imagine if he does lead us to the promised land, guys. Season 1, Inzaghi, his legacy, I'm sorry to say, is wiped out in year 1. If he does it in year 1. First time posting it. Sasso says, thank you for being a channel member. I've been watching Shama for some time now. We really like Sucic. Yes, don't worry, guys. We're going to get into the individual performances, breaking down the stats. I am looking forward to seeing the ratings and all the stats. What are they saying with the Sucic performance? Sucic FC, yes, I am definitely part of Sucic FC. 100%, 100%. What a signing he will be this season. I've put him in my, if you watch my Serie A preview of the season, just quick individual previews, I said signings of the season. I put Ricci for Milan, maybe, because I like the value for money, 20 million plus. But Sucic, if we're talking about value for money, 14 million plus bonuses, I think it's like 16 million total all in. That is looking like an absolute steal, guys, an absolute steal. Thank you, Charlie, for coming through. First time ever watching for years. Thank you very much. Fresh became a member as well. Thank you very much. If you, I did announce it the other day in my match preview. Match previews now are going to be members only or members first. Like I'll, release them, but first few hours, like, usually I do them, a day or 2 days before the match. That's one thing I'm going to be consistently doing for members only is the match previews first. If it is just literally a few hours before the game, then it will be just members only. But if it's like 2 days or 1 day before, where there's this time for it to breathe, then I'll also release it for the whole community. That's my way of giving back. And of course, usually I try to always highlight the member comments as well in the live chat, but I try to get through everyone. It's impossible, but I try to do everything. And yes, Otlo, this guy, people like Otlo deserve this tonight, man. This guy went to Munich. He suffered. He watched us get embarrassed in front of the whole world. He and people like him deserve this 5-0 win tonight. Let me see some more. I've seen some more donations. I need to get to those for sure. Can't let those go. Hey, meine Bruder, meine Chef, Lukas Kinzel, die Chef from Deutschland. What a way to kick off the season. Looking forward to another great season with your live stream, brother. Thank you very much for the donations, mein Bruder. Very Dankeschön. Sehr, sehr schön. Sehr cool. Sehr geil. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you very much. I'm looking forward to this season. As I've been saying the last few days, I've been starting to getting hyped, and it came through. The boys came through, and yes, salutate la capolista, which means say hello to the leaders, and shouts out to Kerr, Ian Kerr, and the Kerr Mafia. We should let CHIVU stay for, or you didn't finish your sentence there, Stuart. What did you mean? CHIVU stay for what? Ahmad as well with a donation. Thank you very much. Something so poetic yet traumatic about 5-0. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. That is, it is funny. Fate has a funny way of playing games, right? The last game of the season was 5-0. Last game of the season was 5-0, and today's first game of the season is 5-0. Fate plays some funny games. Yeah, of course, now it's about remaining focused, don't spreading thin. I hope, in CHIVU, watching from the outside, can learn from Inzaghi's mistakes of, I wouldn't even say Inzaghi's mistakes, to be honest. It looked like the players wanted the Champions League more than the Scudetto as well. But hopefully the players and CHIVU this year can decide that, guys, we haven't got the juice, we haven't got the legs to do 3-4 different competitions. It's just not realistic. Let's be real and focus on things that are important, and which I hope is Serie A. I'll be real, guys. This season, I really don't care about Champions League. Let's get through the group stage, get the extra money. Yeah, it's always nice. It's always, good for the exposure, for the money. But honestly, guys, I am fully on getting number 21. That is I'm back on that obsession like I was 2 years ago when we won the 20th. It was all about Seconda Stella. This season, I am back on that obsession. I do not I care, but as in like I'm just my full tunnel vision is Scudetto, Scudetto, Scudetto, Scudetto, because we need to get it. We really need to get it. And John Jacob, wow, that is crazy. I think this is the highest, biggest donation I've ever seen on this channel. That is absolutely crazy. He's gone absolutely Sucic mode today. That's what we can call it, Sucic mode. I don't even know what to say. That is crazy. I really, really appreciate that, man, John Jacob. And I'm gonna please say something as well. Don't just donate. Please say something, because that is just way too. That's just way too generous, bro. That is crazy. But I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That is Sucic, Super Sucic donation, I will call it. And Cavalier as well. Thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. Bijak Devantara has also become a member. Thank you very much. We should have let Kivu stay for Palmer versus Juve, then come back. Yeah. Palmer got a 29-year-old as a coach. So yeah, maybe we should have let Kivu stay on just for that. Yes, we need to balance negativity from last season. The anti-Mattia, yeah. Maybe we need to get you on for the face-off. You know, we get Mattia on this side, the devil. Mattia and Anthony on this side, the devils, and then we get you, Eduardo, guys like Tommy, the Nigerian Inter fan. He's a super positive guy. Like, you know, there's a few of you guys that are super positive, and obviously there's me, the Libra, the balance, playing both sides. Like, yeah, you know, I see your point. Yeah, but you know, Anthony's spitting as well. It's going to be an interesting season, guys. I know some of you guys haven't been really excited about the season, etc. But what about now then, guys? What about now? Are you entertained? Are you ready for the new season? Answer me that. Are you ready for the new season now? And I need to check actually how the poll is looking for the man of the match, so I can end that poll and then we can start discussing who was the man of the match. I know I usually do it for the end of the stream, but I feel like maybe this season I'll switch things up a little bit, you know, try to switch things up. Usually, you know how it goes. I go through the screenshots, I go through the player ratings, and then I finish up with the man of the match. But actually, I might do the man of the match first now, and then might switch up, and then finish with the screenshots. Let me see. I'm going to try a few different things this season. Yeah, I'm going to end the poll. And the man of the match is Petar Sucic. Petar Sucic, first official game in Serie A for Petar Sucic in Serie A, and he wins man of the match. What a debut. Only a goal would have improved this debut from Petar Sucic. That is fantastic. Yeah, Inter just has a way of drawing. Yeah, Nick Knox was one of the guys. Nick Knox was one of the guys that wasn't feeling it. He was like, yeah, you know, whatever. After last season, I'm not feeling it. But what's that quote? Just when I'm out, pull me right back in. What's that quote? Just as I think I'm out, pulls me right back in. That's Inter. That is right. Exactly Inter. Give us PSG, Freddie Boss says. Yeah, give us PSG right now. Give us Kvara. Give us Vitinha. Give us... What the hell happened on that night, man? What the hell happened on that night? God's sake. Anyway, let's forget about that game. Well, we'll probably forget about that game, but let's try to get over that game. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about you guys' man of the match, Petar Sucic. Some people are calling him Baby Modric. Some people are calling him Baby Brozovic. This guy's a mix of everything, man. I don't know what to call him. This guy is a mix of everything. He's got like, you know, tall, slender physique, like almost like the physique of Perisic. You know, he's tall, pretty quick for a centre mid, can carry the ball, but he can pass the ball. And today, what I really liked about Sucic's game, guys, when Barella had those couple of missed passes, you know, he had a couple of stinky passes in the first half, 2 or 3 stinky passes. Every single time, who was there to mop up for him? Petar Sucic, with his long legs, with his running ability. So he literally showed, apart from a goal, this was a complete game from Petar Sucic. 21 years of age, guys. What have we signed here? What have we signed? This guy, yeah, as T.O. says here, this guy straight up made in a lab. Some Croatian lab out in Zagreb out there cooking up with the ingredients. They took a bit of DNA from Modric, took a bit of DNA from Brozovic, maybe a bit of Kovacic in there, a bit of Perisic in there. You know, they just cooked it all up, mixed it all up, and this was the result. This is the lab baby that came out of it. Petar Sucic, 90 minutes played. I think he had the most distance covered as well, because I took a screenshot at the end. He had the most distance covered, so the Brozovic part right there. Then the Modric part right here, chances created, got an assist. 4 shots as well. He attempted 4 shots, which were all from outside of the box as well, which is something that we've been saying, you know, we need more players to be doing this, shooting from outside the box, taking chances. Some long balls as well. Look at that, 2 out of 4 tackles, 4 defensive contributions, 2 recoveries, dribble past 2 times, that doesn't matter. Apparently 4 out of 9 ground duels, but, you know, to be honest, he looked good to me on the duels as well. 3 fouls committed. It's just a complete performance, man. Just a complete performance. And what a debut. That is a proper debut to remember. Like, we'll remember this. It depends on how long Sucic stays here, of course. You know, at 21 years of age, if he plays like this, you guys know. I don't even want to mention the league. You guys know which league I'm talking about, right? The guys that come and poach these guys. Like, yep, a little bit of that. Oh, yeah, a little bit of that. Oh, I love a bit of that. But if we have this guy for a few years, we're going to look back to this game. We're going to be remembering Inter Torino. Petar Sucic announced himself to the world of Inter. And again, he didn't even get himself a goal today. So he still has, you know, extra gear to go into. That was the Sucic show. Barella's a class regista. Thuram on point, 100% Gab. Oh, wow. Thank you, Benjamin, for coming through with a perfect little stat. Inter Milan's biggest opening win in Serie A was a 9-0 victory over Casale on the opening match day of 1933, 34 seasons. Wow. That is my grandparents', you know, birthday probably. I don't even know if my grandparents were born at that age. That is crazy. So since that, this is Inter's biggest opening win. I'm guessing that's what your stat means, right, Benjamin? That's Inter's biggest starting win. Because I think, was it the Conte first ever Conte season? Was it like a 4-0 win to Lecce, wasn't it? I remember that was like Brozovic scoring, Sensi scoring. If I remember, that was a 4-0, right? That was a great start to the season as well. So this is up there, or better than that for sure. He was everywhere, saving Barella as well, 100%. Ciao, Luca. Sucic was phenomenale. Yes, 100%. The guys that got to watch him live, friend of the channel, Nico Bocuzzi, was out there, so he got him to see live. I want to hear his thoughts on Petar Sucic for sure. Those ground duels were called as fouls by mistake. Oh, yeah, that probably makes sense. Yeah, but sometimes with these Balkan guys, Croats, you see that they do like, Serie A, they do like Italy. It's, in terms of culturally, is much closer for them in terms of style of living, food, weather than England. But we know England is where the money's at, where the exposure's at. And yeah, him being 21. And the thing with Sucic is, I'm putting a dampener on this already, this pretty amazing performance, but it's already like the fear now of this league, like we just become a feeder league that you can't even enjoy players for too long. But physically, he's a specimen, always said, like the running ability, the physicality, the athleticism, the long legs, all the stuff that they love in rainy England. Oh, annoying. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it now. Enough of a dampener on that. Let's enjoy Petar Sucic this season. Marcus Ugla, and yes, more positive. We still have Hakan and Pio were both suspended today. Bisak didn't even come on today. Frattesi from the bench. Palacios, let's see. I think he's still going to be loaned out, and maybe we get a defender in. But yeah, those are the 5 players you mentioned, Marcus. Those guys didn't even partake today. So that is, shows the level still. De Vrij, of course, we had on the bench. Darmian still on the bench. Yeah, and we only got to see a little snippet of Luis Enrique. Andy Diouf, he had a stinker, but it can only go up now. That's what. Let's take a positive out of Andy Diouf as well. Surely it can't be worse than this cameo from Andy Diouf, right? That was peak Kondogbia, and by peak Kondogbia I mean the worst of the worst Kondogbia that we saw at Inter. Those 20 minutes that we saw from Andy Diouf today. So that is rock bottom at the moment from Andy Diouf. So it can only be upwards from here for Andy Diouf. So again, finding some positivity within that as well. Kandreva scream on that opening game. Yeah, it was a Sensi, great goal. Brozovic, great goal. Kandreva screamer. Wow, yeah, that was a great collection of goals. And was it Lukaku debut goal as well, similar to Boni today. Boni debut goal. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, finishing up on Sucic, yeah, just really happy, man. Really, really happy. And again, I'm happy that he didn't play in the regista position because Barella played. And yes, I know, guys, Barella had those few stinking passes. It's not his full-time position. But you see, I think if we're having a conversation, Sucic is already putting a stake. Like, finally, now we can, in all these years, we've been trying to say, like, oh, someone, he needs to bench Mkhitaryan, Zielinski should bench Mkhitaryan, but no one's ever convinced in that position. Today, Petar Sucic has finally staked the claim to be Sucic plus. So it has to be, obviously, we know it has to be Barella plus. Usually it's Barella, Hakan plus. Now, I think the way that he played today, Sucic, he's making a strong claim that it should be Barella, Hakan, and Sucic. And if Hakan's not there, I'm happy for Barella to continue being the vice Hakan this season, guys. I've said it many times. I've said it for many years. In previous years, I've wanted a proper vice Hakan, and this year I still would like a proper vice Hakan because we signed Andy Diouf. I didn't want. I'll be real. I didn't want Andy Diouf. I like the profile. I like the money is not too bad, but I wanted a proper vice Hakan. But if we don't have a vice Hakan, there should be Barella. The issue with Barella is when he gets in that position, he likes to still play like a Mezzala. Like those few passes, like he plays those risky passes. If Barella plays this position regularly, he'll start to make that mental switch where, you just have to be much more safe with the passes. That's all it was. Barella in those two or three passes that he made, he tried to force it. Like he tried to force it through the line. One of them, he tried to play one like a first time touch and gave it to them. It's just that, like that change. He just needs to change that mindset of, he has to be a lot more safer. As a Mezzala, you're, in the higher positions on the pitch. Yeah, you can give the ball away there. You can be riskier with the passes. As a regista in the CDM position, you have to be, you have to have your 90% pass accuracy. If you're getting the pass wrong, it's because you're trying, a 50-60 yard switch of play or, through ball or something like that. Outside of that, he's a little bit carefree in that position. But in general, outside of that, I'm much happier with Barella than Zielinski defensively. I think he covers the space. I think he's much more defensively aware than Zielinski in that position. I'm much happier with Barella in that position compared to Zielinski. So we haven't signed a vice Hakan. So in my opinion, just like in the Conte era, the vice Hakan is Nico Barella. So that's that. And yeah, Mkhitaryan, little bit of a step back compared to the other guys in midfield. The usual up and down game from Miki, some good stuff, wins the ball back, keeps it ticking along. Should have scored here. This was a massive chance for Miki that he should have scored, or at least crossed it or passed it across to Lautaro for a tap in. But apart from that, yeah, you see here 1 out of 5 ground duels won. CHIVU really likes him, guys. I've seen CHIVU's interviews on Mkhitaryan. He's not going anywhere. Once again, I need to just get that bloody meme just so I can actually show it on the screen rather than me doing it myself. Hand on shoulder meme. you're still going to see Mkhitaryan starting. I'll be real, guys. I'm just, just to be frank with you guys, just to be real with you guys and not sell you dreams. I think it's going to take a little while for Mkhitaryan to be benched. But I think this is the season that it's going to happen. I think I might have predicted it last year as well. I thought what I had predicted, I think, was by the second half of last season, at some point, Zielinski slowly, he'll get into the team. That didn't happen due to injuries, etc., whatever. And Inzaghi obviously was very stubborn. I feel like CHIVU, by the looks of it at the moment, he doesn't look like he's as stubborn with his decision making. But for the moment, I think he'll still continue with the tried and tested experience of Mkhitaryan. One in the next game against Udinese, I think we will see the Mkhitaryan, Barella, Hakan midfield again. But I think if Sucic continues playing like this, there's no way that Inzaghi, CHIVU can not. He needs to bench Mickey at that stage. He's tactically very, very important, guys. That's why he's liked. He does the work tactically that the coaches want him to do. It's the work off the ball that you might not see. He's positionally very good. His footballing IQ is very good. It's just on the ball, the things that we see as fans where we get frustrated. That's where, definitely the decision needs to be made. But he is appreciated for his, and physically, even though he's 36, this guy is the one that is like, the song that Italian fans sing for him is L'armeno che corre come un treno, the Armenian that runs like a train, because he still has that physicality, that running ability. And before we signed Diouf, like when I said in the Diouf scout report, the ball carrier at Inter is not Thuram, is not Barella, is not anyone else. It's actually 36-year-old Mkhitaryan. He's the one that does most accelerations, most ball carrying in this Inter team, which sounds like a shock, but it is. But now with Petar Sucic, he can also do that, and hopefully that is, rest in peace, Mkhitaryan at some point in the starting spot. And that's the thing as well, Mkhitaryan, like, it's so confusing to me. This guy literally used to score 10, 15 plus goals a season, and is somehow just forgotten now. It's crazy. I don't know how that happens. Like, he's changed positions, or he's learned new things, in defensively, keeping the ball and all that, but he's somehow forgot his dribbling. He's forgot how to shoot and assist. It's crazy. And yes, the Curva Nord is protesting all season, Shakir, so that is going to be happening all season. They confirmed before the game they're not going to be coming to games. They're going to be watching from outside the stadium. I think they might go to the away games, but at San Siro, at the Meazza di State this year, the Curva Nord will not be there in protest of ticket prices and in general the way that this club is basically trying to get rid of the ultras, which is, you agree or disagree, definitely affects the stadium atmosphere. The atmosphere was quite flat today, let's be real. There was a flat atmosphere because of no Curva. I believe that would use the same mid three over then Ben Sucic would be a mistake. No, definitely. At some point, that decision has to be made. I'm just saying that the first few games, I feel like CHIVU's going to go for the safe option, but slowly we're going to start to see that transition. And thank you very much, Bijak, for the 5 channel memberships gifted. Very, very much appreciated. Who else do we need to talk about, guys? Who else do we need to talk about that? Let's talk about, Boni. I want to quickly talk about Boni before we continue with the starters. Scored the 5-0 goal, another tap in. I'm still not happy with his ball striking. Another scruffed kind of finish, or it was straight at the goalkeeper, really. But great impact. It's so nice to see a player come on and, literally came on, held the ball, bullied players off the ball, linked up, gave Mkhitaryan what should have been an assist or a pre-assist, balled out and scored a goal. Lovely to see. This is literally like having fresh Thuram off the bench, a fresh, stronger Thuram off the bench. fantastic substitute performance, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's already on 1 goal, so he's only got 2 more goals to match Pupu Correa's season from last year, and then I think he's got to get like 5, 6 more to get Arnautovic's. So hopefully he gets that easily. And yeah, to be honest, even if he doesn't get that, I think we're just going to get overall better impact from Boni whenever he comes on compared to those guys. What else do we talk about? Oh, we got to talk about big Basto, the centre-back god. He actually, I thought in the first half was having like a bit of he had a few like nervy touches or poor touches. There was one where he just left the ball like just go under him, and then there was one where he kind of just like made a passing mistake to Di Marco. But then 2 GA from a centre back. I saw some Premtard yesterday was actually, I need to find that tweet, and I want you all guys to like go and clown that Premtard. Let me find that tweet. It was basically saying Calafiori invented this inverted, like it was something stupid. Like, let me show you. Yeah, this tweet, guys. So I'm just gonna quote tweet this, and I want you all guys to go and quote tweet this Premtard with like a Bastoni gif or something, like Calafiori inventing the false 3 in modern football. Like these Premtards think that literally football doesn't exist outside of England. Bastoni has been doing this for how many years, guys? How many years has Bastoni been doing this? How many years? Even with Conte, this guy was doing this. So at Matt Candela is the at. So let's quote this. Oh wait, I need to find my Premtard gif. I need to quote tweet it with my Premtard gif. Let me see if I can find my Premtard gif, because I made one specifically for these moments. Oh, where's my Premtard gif? Or GIF, isn't it? That's the actual way of saying it. Oh, for God's sake. Ah, there it is. This is the one. This is the GIF. Oh, no, wait. That's the other one. It was that, but it basically said Premtard underneath it. Oh. Damn it, I need to find it again. I made the GIF literally just for that. But anyway, let's go back to that guy's tweet and make sure that I quote tweet him. Let's put Bastoni. Like, how can you say that, man? How can you say that? Let's find like a good Bastoni gif. Which one shall we use? Yeah, this one. No. We're not having that, mate. So yeah, you guys make sure and go clown this Matt Candela guy for this absolute Premtard take. And thank you, Bruno Di Pasquale, for the donation as well, the little sticker. Really appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Yeah, EPL fanboys think everything was created in England 100%. It's not rage bait, bro. It's not rage bait. It's because they actually believe it. It's not rage bait. Rage bait is when you're actually like trying to bait people. That guy, I can guarantee you, he believes that with his whole heart, with his little Premtard brain. He believes that. Oh, wow. Bastoni firing shots at Thuram. That is so true. He's saying, I'm happy for Marcus and his 2 goals. He's finally back after 6 months off. Because that is basically what Thuram had last season. Brother was world class. I'm not afraid to say that Thuram was world class in the first 6 months. And then apart from, the Barcelona game and a couple of flashes here and there, brother, of course, was tired and fatigued as well and some injuries, but took the last 6 months off. Obviously, Bastoni said it, with a tongue in cheek, but he's spit in. How poetic to start the season, Pata Podcast. Yeah, make sure you check out Pata Podcast as well, guys. So you guys know this season you'll be fed very well with Inter content. So obviously my channel, Inter Worldwide, Anthony, Inter Extra Podcast, Interviews Podcast, Pata Podcast. the Culture Cioccia boys, the Italian football podcast, of course, and I'm apologize. Oh, the Interjection boys as well. Like, there's so much content out there for you guys to get. Culture Connection. Make sure you subscribe to all these people, support all these good people, because they'll be keeping you entertained and keeping you company all season. I don't even know. I can assume he's probably an Arsenal fan. But yeah. Hey, we got Milanisti in the house as well. What's up, Nico? Hate to admit, but the Snakes look good today. Good on the press. Yes. I'm gonna get into some of the screenshots as well. I'm gonna get into some of the screenshots showing our crazy high press. Hey man, I wonder what make sure you all if you want to troll Nima, make sure you go and ask him, like, what about the mascot? What about CHIVU the mascot? Because that's what he's been calling CHIVU the mascot. Shaman Glazy Bonnie podcast. Hey, that one thing about Bonnie as well, like that Bonnie, the name, like Bonnie needs to like take over that name, like our Bonnie, Anjuan Bonnie needs to take over that name, because at the moment, I don't know if you know, there's a degenerate out there called Bonnie Blue, this woman, this devil, not really a woman. She does all kinds of madness. I don't even want to talk about it, but that's the Bonnie that people are familiar with. But I want Bonnie, our Anjuan Bonnie, to take over the season and forget about the other disgraceful one. This is Anjuan Bonnie season. Bonnie Black and Blue. Let's go back to so let's take Bastoni's assist and talk about Marcus Thuram. I am so happy that Marcus Thuram is back. Then basically, remember, guys, the beginning of last season, Marcus Thuram scored his first and only hat trick against Torino. So Torino's clearly a very, very, very much a favorite victim of Marcus Thuram, who today 2 goals because he substituted at the 66th minute. I mean, I feel like CHIVU should have left him on. But look at that. Won the most duels, lost the most duels as well. But, that's part of it. When you're taking part in so many duels, you are going to be winning and losing them. What I like is that he was shooting more. Second half of last season, Thuram, he almost wasn't shooting anymore as well. It's just like, it looked like he lost all of his energy, lost just the juice in his legs. He was just focused on, hold up playing, just like laying it off to people. Wasn't taking on players, wasn't dribbling anymore. Today he was doing everything. He was shooting, was taking on players, holding up, dribbling. 2 out of 2 successful dribbles. 3 out of 4 aerial duels. Yeah, he gave Messina and Saul Coco a real tough matchup today. And his goals, really, really enjoyed his goals. He had an early chance with a this header was actually easier than the one he scored. The second header that he scored, second goal he scored, was actually harder than this one, because this one he was completely unmarked. Good cross by Di Marco, and he hits it into the ground, and it goes up over the bar. And then the one that he scores after from the Bastoni cross was way harder, because he had to get over Biraghi. And the angle was harder as well on the side. Very difficult angle, but he did fantastically well. And I forgot to take the screenshot for the Petar Sucic assisted goal for Thuram. That was a great finish. Low, hard across the keeper. That's the kind of goals I want to see more from Thuram. I want to see him score these real striker goals, like the tap-ins, which he started to do last season. But then these clean finishes, which is what I want to see from Bonnie as well. Just clean finishes, first time, cross the keeper, boom, top strikers, clean ball striking. That's what I want to see from Marcus Thuram again this season, and from Anjuan Bonnie. But yeah, he was fantastic. And did you see in the crowd, his dad was there, but also his brother, who had a good game for against Parma yesterday for Juventus, Kefren. As the years go on, Kefren is looking like a big miss. Like having Kefren at Inter and Thuram, and Kefren and Marcus Thuram at Inter, I think that would have been perfect mixture. But it is what it is. He was there to witness his brother putting on a clinic. And Yeah, Thuram looks way fitter than 2 weeks ago. So yeah, preseason it wasn't looking great, but he's a bigger guy, so it'll take him a little while to get going. Remember how stinky he was in his first preseason with Inter? He looked real bad in the first preseason when we first signed him, and then remember how Taremi was looking in our first preseason last year. So that shows you what preseason means. But I want to talk about our Capitano, guys. I'm surprised. To be honest, I wanted to give my man of the match to Lautaro, because today I hope it reminded people the handicap that we played with last season. I tweeted it. I've been talking about it with you guys on the channel. We basically started last season, the first, definitely August, September, October, majority of it, basically with an unfit Lautaro. He was catching the fat jokes because he did look unfit. He was probably 60-70% unfit because of the Copa America, coming back late. That's a handicap that we played with, guys, last season, at the beginning of last season. So to me, that's an extra 3-6 points already just from this Lautaro being, this is not even 100% fit, because this is just, pre-season coming through. So full fitness comes through in a couple of weeks' time when the players are fully ready, raring to go. But you can see the difference of a fit Lautaro right at the start of the season, how much this guy involved in pretty much all of our attacks, switching the ball, holding up play, and of course the goal he created all by himself. The shooting boots are still maybe missing. This miss was quite bad, the one where he completely mishit it to the side, and this one as well. Shooting boots quite not on, but the general play from Lautaro, he looks fresh, he looks ready, and I'm looking forward. As I said, I've predicted a Capocannoniere season again from Lautaro, but maybe I was wrong to predict that again, because it looks like he's going to be the one behind Thuram again as a segunda punta, roaming around. But definitely minimum. Last season he had 12 goals. It has to be a 16-17 minimum goal season I'm expecting from Lautaro this year. Maybe not Capocannoniere, maybe not top scorer, but many more goals in Serie A this season I'm expecting from Lauti. And if he continues like this, I can see that happening. Yeah, but that's basically what we signed. Yeah, that's what I said in my scout report. What we basically done is we missed out on Kone. Roma wanted too much. We didn't sign. I don't think we were linked with Kefren Thuram when he was at Nice. I do remember, but I don't know if we ever really were in for him. But let's say, we missed out on him or that type of profile. What we're basically saying is, we want to develop Juve into that profile. Although Juve today was brought on as one of the guys behind the strikers. So is that what CHIVU envisions him as? Maybe it's not at all as a mezzala. I mentioned in my scout report as that he could be that wild card, but I didn't really focus my scout report on that. But maybe CHIVU's or the scouting team envision him in that. They see that he's not that good in possession. He's not that reliable deeper. We want to have him in the attacking positions, even though he's only scored 2 goals in the last few seasons. They see that improvement, that the margin of improvement is in that position rather than in the deeper position. So that, and one thing we need to talk about as well, guys. Now I'm switching in between topics now. But if you saw, we played a very, very aggressive press today. Like, this was in 1 minute in. Look at where we are on Torino's goal kick. Man for man press. Look how aggressive that is. And we have again, sometimes when a new coach comes in, it seems like, you see things and you feel like you've never seen them before. We've done it under Inzaghi as well, but the difference is CHIVU has said that he wants to do this. He has been very clear that he wants to do this. And I feel like today it was more intense than I've seen it under Inzaghi. But when it didn't work, so if they played out of the press, we were retreating very deep in the usual 5-3-2. The resting formation is always that, and it always will be. It just makes sense. But there was moments where Acerbi was basically on the halfway line, dueling Simeone 1v1. like when you're in those types of positions, you need the centre backs that are able to do that. Like you're going to be punishing guys like Acerbi, De Vrij, if you're going to want them to be dueling. Like, sometimes we'd be all in Torino's area, Torino's box, Torino's half, and it would just be Acerbi versus Simeone. Simeone's trying to hold up the ball or win a header, and there was a few moments where Acerbi lost that duel, and then there's acres of space in behind. So CHIVU still looks like he wants to. I think he's a smart guy. He's not gonna be stupid and try to play this all season against all teams, but he needs to be delivered the goods, the facilities to play that style of play. Like teams like Man City, you can play that. You have Ruben Diaz, teams, they have guys like, I'm just giving examples. You have Akanji to play that style of play. Arsenal, you have a monster, athletic monster like Saliba, Gabriel to play the style of football. You need the type of players to play that type of football. You can't play it with Acerbi or De Vrij. Or you can play it, but it's risky. It worked out today because you were playing against Simeone and Gonch. And that's level of player. But when the level's raised, or when the team is not fully fit, or there's a little bit of tiredness in there, or they're not fully concentrated, you're going to be punished. And one thing to notice, of course, we're going to see what the tacticals and the tactical people are going to say about this. There was a few differences, guys, in terms of style of play compared to Inzaghi's. Not too much. I felt like there was less rotation, and we saw it in pre-season. I feel like there's less rotation with the Bracetti or the wide centre backs. I don't feel like there was as much rotation going on with the players as much as it was under Inzaghi, where it was like it seemed like a free for all at times. People going everywhere, different positions, centre backs as strikers. It seemed like players were moving around still. Like there's still a rotation, but not as as heavy or as extreme rotation as it was under Inzaghi. Again, this is one game, who knows? And the other difference that the DAZN commentators, I was watching it with Italian commentary, they pointed out that CHIVU likes to empty the midfield a lot. So rather with Inzaghi, the midfield three would be very close to each other. There would be a very narrow midfield and the width provided by everyone else. But here, actually, especially Mkhitaryan, you can see here, Mkhitaryan going very wide, but at the same time, Sucic would do as well, and almost empty the midfield out completely, so to create superiority on the wing. So that's one other thing that I noticed, slightly different from the Inzaghi. But apart from that, it was business as usual. Lautaro coming in, you saw those patterns of play, long ball into Lautaro lays it off into Mickey or Di Marco, and then a lot of similar, and it was quite rightly, why change? We still have a lot of the backroom stuff from Inzaghi's time here, so a lot of those concepts and styles of play remain, but as the season goes on, I'm sure CHIVU will start to implement his ideas, the different formation. Let's see how he plays with that. But that was what I noticed. I don't know about you guys. Let me see if you're saying anything in the comments. Yeah, you guys saying we need a comment, a defender. Marotta, yeah, well, I saw his pre-match comment as also. He said, we're not necessarily looking for a defender. We'll see if there will be any opportunities, but I don't see it. So I think we probably will. I think Marotta downplayed it. I think if we get rid of Palacios, get him out on loan, I think they will try to sign someone to replace him. But again, it won't be the guy that you guys want, or we want, I want as well, like the centre back to replace Acerbi and De Vrij. It's going to be just a good potential left centre back by the sound of it, to be honest. Yeah. Pirola, I have not watched him since he's gone to Greece. I've not watched him, but I'll be real, I was never really impressed with Pirola when he was at Salernitana. I used to watch Salernitana just to watch Pirola, and I didn't really like him that much. He was very clunky, very heavy centre back. But yeah, that's kind of makes sense for the centre back position. You don't need to be the most fleet-footed centre back to play in that position. But apparently he's doing very well at Olympiacos, and they want good money for him now. But yeah, that İlkan guy, the young Turkish guy, he looked good. I agree. One to look out for in the future. A little bit lightweight though. He's quite small and lightweight. It reminds me of a Maxime Lopez or Barella himself playing that position. But it looks good. Looks good. He's very young, but he had a good outing there. And the only other really good guy from Torino, if you could talk about Torino quickly, was Ngonj, really. He's the only one that made things happen. Simeone, obviously, mid player. I won that debate with Nima. Casadei, as usual, he's just, as I call him, a Frattesi-like profile. Basically did nothing. I mean, completed a lot more passes than Frattesi would, but didn't really get involved much apart from that. Biraghi, yeah, we know Biraghi. Not that great. Lautaro, he had Di Marco on toast a couple of times, but then Thuram completely destroyed Valentin Lautaro. I'm glad that no goal of the X happened, or not even close to it. Pretty easy night for the Inter defenders in general. Yeah, let's go back to individuals. Yeah, I mean, in general, Acerbi did play well. Not the toughest night for him. He almost scored. He had a fantastic header that the keeper Israel made a great save on from the corner kick. That would have been a nice way to start the season for him. But look at that, new coach. But who is the starter? Still Acerbi. I've always maintained. There's guys that are more bigger fans of De Vrij. There's fans. I think the level is very close between them. But I've always been in the camp that Acerbi is slightly superior. And I think again, CHIVU, I think, still thinks that Acerbi is superior to De Vrij. But I'm sure De Vrij will become useful again this season when Acerbi is out. And Pavard, I do want to give a quick shout out to Pavard. That was more of the Benji Pavard that we remember from his first season at Inter. Again, not the best game to judge him in. He wasn't really challenged on his side. Vlasic basically did nothing. Easy night for him, but at least on the ball, he was good. Very good passing. Made himself dangerous as well. He almost had a scoring opportunity as well from a set piece that got saved. Happy if this is the Benji Pavard that we're going to see. Very, very happy. Zoma, yeah, even him, he had a couple of, didn't really have much to do, 4 saves, but, they were, he reloaded the page. Let me go on FotMob. He had a few saves. This one was a good one from the header. But apart from that, on the ball, he was good today. On the ball, you look at that, 30 out of 30. You look at that, 30 out of 30. That is good. 5 out of 5 long balls as well. He was impeccable on the ball, literally perfect, fantastic. There was one moment where he kind of spilled the ball, but yeah. Jose Martinez, to be honest, Matteo, I think it's going to be let's see. Maybe Kivu is one of those coaches that like heavy rotation, but I still see Zoma as the starter, honestly. Unfortunately for Jose Martinez, maybe he could be the Champions League goalkeeper. Could be that, Coppa Italia, Supercoppa. I definitely hope that he's the Supercoppa goalkeeper, at least for those competitive Supercoppa games and Coppa Italia, even Champions League. Maybe I think I would start to think about him being a Champions League keeper, to be honest. But Serie A, I think again, CHIVU, I think is opting, as I said, I think he's opting for the safe route, and you can't fault him at the moment. I think it's the safe route for a reason. It's the experienced safe route, and until these guys give him a reason not to, until Zoma starts to drop clangers 2 or 3 games in a row, he's not going to be changed, I don't think. Mkhitaryan is the one that I think, I don't think Mkhitaryan needs to drop a clanger, but if Sucic plays games like these, then a decision has to be made. Barella low-key good at corners, and again, he used to do that as well, under Conte, because the Hakan wasn't there on the Conte. Him and Brozovic were the set piece takers back then, and we still were pretty good at set pieces back then. What was the deal with the ref and Thuram? There was a few decisions for sure against Thuram specifically. Good Yeah, he's always on the referees. I like Ian. He's always on the referees, he's got the notepad with the referee performance. And it's true. There was some decisions where I was like, and you could hear the whole stadium was like, how was that decision against Thuram? Like, there was some real stinky decisions by the referee on Thuram. I feel like Thuram, doesn't get a lot of these decisions because he's like overpowers some of the defenders so much that they just fall to the ground and manage to somehow win a free kick. Who else do we need to talk about? What did you guys make of DiMarco? Heavily criticized, of course, at the end of last season. Again, defensively, I felt like there was a few moments that he looked a little bit. He started off the game a little bit slow. Again, you look at that: 0 out of 2 ground duels won, no tackles. But he had a couple of good crosses. He created the most chances, which I think is also because he was taking some corners. But yeah, as usual, going forward, he was fine. But hopefully, as I said, if he can just keep this kind of level throughout the season, I don't mind him if he doesn't go to the heights that he went to at the beginning of last season, where he was like into MVP level. I'm okay if he just stays at this kind of 6.5 level for the whole season, just remains consistent. And because the second half of the season was really, really bad. Denzel was a quieter game by Denzel standard in terms of like he didn't have any opportunities to shoot. But look at that. That's maybe Denzel's best ever passing completion rate ever. He was actually very neat and tidy on the ball. 2 out of 2 dribbles. Had a couple of crosses that were blocked. He wasn't as busy and involved as usual, but decent game from Denzel. Let me see if I have some of the screenshots to show you guys. Speaking of Barella's lovely cross for Bastoni. Fantastic cross, and Bastoni, lovely header, lovely looping header as well. Like, this is a really difficult header, similar to Thuram. Like, he was so far up the post. Like, look at him. He's on the edge of the 6-yard box, which is like, 3 or 4 yards past the post. So the fact that he manages to direct it right into the opposite corner. Fantastic header from Bastoni. Nah, bro. I didn't go to Carney, bro. I'm not really. I used to go when I was younger, but that's not my scene anymore, bro. That's not my scene anymore. You guys go get your wines. But yeah, fantastic corner and link up between Barella Bastoni. And what a way to start the season as well. Barella Bastoni link up. I hope that's a good omen for the start of the season. Our 2 best players linking up like that. Oh yeah, this was Denzel linking up with Lauti here. Sucic shooting from distance. He had a few shots like this, testing the goalkeeper. That's the thing as well with Sucic. It wasn't shooting Guarin style or like, Mkhitaryan style, where it's like shooting high and wide. He was shooting and they were like lasers on target. And this Lautaro, man, literally scored by himself. I think it was a goal kick for Torino, and they were playing out from the back, and literally all by Lautaro's press. As I always say, in my opinion, if there's one thing that he's the best in the world, Lautaro is pressing. He's the best pressing striker in the world, in my opinion. The way he presses, the way he harasses defenders, I think he's the best in the world. And he's so good at angles as well. Like, he's smart at blocking passing angles and predicting where someone's going to pass. And like here, he predicted it. And because he's fit, he's fresh, he's got that ability to get to the ball before the goalkeeper. And it's a good finish to get it past the goalkeeper. We already talked about Thuram's goal. This is Mkhitaryan's miss, where he should have maybe... first of all, he should have hit it across the goalkeeper like Thuram did for his goal, or he should just pass it across to Lautaro for a tap-in, because Lautaro's on my fantasy team and he was my captain for my fantasy team, so double annoyed with Mkhitaryan here. But I let him off because it was already 5-0 here. And it would have been an assist for Boni as well. Goal and assist for Boni. What a start that would have been. And that's Boni. There's a lovely picture of Ale Bastoni, best centre-back in the world, starting off the season very, very well. We did what PSG did to us on Torino. That still showed Lauti, Thuram, Dumfries all pushed up into the box. Yeah, basically, we did, what Dembele was doing to us, right? Let me show you the screenshot there. basically, harassing them. Yeah, Mahmoud, we talked about Sucic at the beginning. We had about 10 minutes just glazing Sucic at the beginning. He finally has some aura. Yeah. Wait till Pio comes back. Oh, yeah. And finally, of course, Interisti that have been starving for this. The 3-4-2-1 has arrived, guys. And it was a surprise, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to see the 3-4-2-1 with these players in there. Zielinski and Juve behind Boni, because I was thinking maybe it would be Boni behind one of the strikers, or it would be, well, Zalewski not there anymore, so yeah, I guess, yeah, or Fratesi. So interesting. Could it be a bounce back season for Zielinski in that position? I don't know. The thing with Zielinski is he just plays with since he's come to Inter, he plays with like he doesn't play with the intensity that we need, really, Zielinski. He has all the ability in the world. I think technically, in this team, he's the best player technically in this team. I'm not really afraid to say that in terms of touch, close control, vision, all those types of things, like shooting as well, in theory as well. He just hasn't shown it. I'm talking about the Zielinski that we used to see for Napoli. But he just plays with a very, he plays with the handbrake on. He's one of those. And now today as well, he came on with the low socks as well. So this guy's in his low sock era now as well. So he's feeling himself proper, old school number 10 era. Maybe he's trying to bring back the old school number 10. Yeah, he's ambidextrous as well, left foot, right foot for him. He's almost the same. So I hope so. You guys know I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Zielinski in general, but at Inter, he's just the way he's approached his adventure at Inter. You can get the feeling that he's kind of like, he's getting a good pay. He's earning like 4 million net a season, and he's a substitute. Like, he's not really he wants to push to be a starter at Inter as well. But how many teams can say they have Piotr Zielinski as a backup centre mid, guys? Piotr Zielinski is the backup at Inter, like, in terms of the quality. For, say, having Zielinski as your backup, that's qualita, guys. Piotr Zielinski is calcio. So my hope, I mean, I always have hope with players, unless it's like, Correa in the 4th year. I'll always have faith and hope in players, especially, new coach effect. Maybe in this new position as well, closer to goal. If he is playing closer to goal, the thing that I want from Zielinski definitely is shoot more, brother. Shoot more. I don't know what happened to him last season. Napoli fans were saying that he was like that in the last season as well. Last season that Napoli kind of forgot how to shoot, or just decided to just not shoot anymore. This guy can shoot. I'm talking about bangers, rockets, left foot, right foot. So if he's going to play higher up, I want more goal threat from Piotr for sure. And Juve as well. Yeah, at the moment that could be the position for him. Not get him. Don't get him involved deep at the moment. I don't think he's safe enough in his possession play. But let him open up those long legs, those fast, athletic legs. Let him take on some players and get us, especially, like, let's say, in these positions like this, where Inter maybe are holding a lead, 1-0 up, 2-0 up, Inter are, we bring him on, Juve, we sit deep, and then we just use him, Boni, Pio, like, to counterattack. That is something I can see us definitely doing. Yeah, Fratesi is available back from his hernia surgery, as Ian says here. But he'll be eased back in. He's basically missed the whole of preseason, so he's going to be eased back in. Yeah, we talked about at the beginning the fact that all these guys, Pio as well, wasn't there. These are all positives from a game where we won 5-0. There's even more positives to talk about, that these guys are not involved or still yet to be involved. You think Richard Rios would have cooked in this midfield with Bada and Sucic? I think yes. I think he was probably more of the profile I would have gone for, more than Juve. In my opinion, I think Rios could have maybe played the CDM role, maybe, but in a double pivot for sure, he would be the right type of role, type of profile for sure. Probably would have been quite similar to Sucic in terms of profile, in my opinion, because they're both just kind of like complete midfielders, can do a bit of everything, have legs, have dribbling, ball carrying. And yeah, it was a good price as well, 25 million euros, I think, in the end. So I would have probably took Rios over Juve, but it seems to be clear, guys, the approach from Oak Tree. I don't know if it's a warning. I warned you guys about it, but it's kind of clear what these investment funds will do. The age range is, unless it's the Lookmans or something out of this, these parameters, it is between the ages of 20 to 24 is the sweet spot, and this price is between 15 to 25. I think Rios was already 25. And from the Brazilian league, maybe they thought that was a bit of too much of a risk to take from the Brazilian league straight into Serie A. But yeah, that seems to be the approach with Oak Tree now. The very clear parameters, you've seen it. All the players that we signed have been under 24. Luis Enrique, Boni, Sucic, Diouf, and all under 25 million. So let's see if there will be any signing outside of the parameters. I don't think so. Any thoughts on the other first game of the top teams who impressed you? No one really. No one impressive. Napoli were impressive, but in terms of just like getting the job done, but then looked very good. Sassuolo kind of looked very unimpressive, more than Napoli looked impressive. I'll say Inter, not just because of the scoreline, the way we played as well. I think Inter are easily the most impressive team in the match they won. Very, very easy. Very, very easily. Let's have a look at the other teams. Roma looked good as well. Atalanta did not look good. Fiorentina looked real stinky. Milan obviously looked pretty bad. But I think that was Allegri, very bad selection from him, playing Fofana and Loftus-Cheek together in the midfield should be a no-no when you have Ricci and Yashari on the bench. Lazio looked really bad. Como kicked their ass completely. So yeah, I think it's a very easy. Como looked very good. Inter looked good. Juve looked okay, to be honest. It didn't look that great. More yielders individually that looked really good. That's it, really. I think it's pretty much day one. Inter have looked the most impressive. But again, calma. Yeah, Cremonese look good. Yeah, individually, if we're talking about individual, Nico Paz and I think Yildiz are the standout players with Sucic, with Thuram at the moment. I think those were the standout individual performances of Serie A at the moment. Who else stood out really individually? I didn't watch the Udinese game today, so I don't know really on that. Oh yeah, I liked how Evan Ferguson looked for Roma. He looked very good. Which other game did I watch? Yeah, Nico Paz was amazing. Napoli, as I said, like KDB scored, but he actually didn't look very good. I like how João Mario looked, the Juve fullback. He looked good. Kefren Thuram looked good for Juve. And I think Koopmeiners is going to have a bounce back season. I think he's going to play deeper compared to last season. They kept playing him behind the striker for some reason last year. He's going to play a bit deeper this year. So I think he's going to have a bit of a bounce back season. Koopmeiners. Oh, Scamacca looked good as well. But yeah, honestly, easily Inter and a lot of the Inter players looked. Yeah, Carboni was okay. He was okay. He almost scored. But I made a compilation on my other channel. If you haven't checked it out, it's called Instant Football. He almost scored, but apart from that, he had a quiet game. The one previously, Carboni, in the Coppa Italia, he looked really good there, but that was a Serie B team. But yeah, guys, anything else to talk about? Otherwise, I think this is a pretty good first reaction. Oh yeah, the other substitutes. Luis Enrique came on as a left wing back. He looked decent, only a few minutes. Yeah, we said Andy Juve. Let me have a look at his stats actually. Oh, actually, he completed 2 passes. Oh, that's all right. I thought he completed 0 out of all. 1 dribble failed, 3 duels, 0-1, 4 possessions lost. Yeah, real stinker. Bodni stats. Let's have a quick look. Obviously scored a goal. Should have had an assist. 15 touches, 6 out of 6 passes. 4 out of 2 ground duels. Nice. Carlos Augusto was solid. First came on as a left wing back, then he changed to left centre back. Always solid, Carlos Augusto. And yeah, let's see what happens at the end of the window. Thomas Palacios probably loaned out, hopefully, and then we get a replacement in. Yeah, it would be nice to get maybe a different profile in to be if we're going to play the 3-4-2-1, like, the Lookman profile, but looks like they might just put Andy Juve there now. I would personally like to see. Honestly, guys, Friendrup, sempre Sandro, like, because of Carboni, I've been watching Genoa recently. He is literally the reincarnation of Walter Gargano or, Gary Medel. Like, he's just a dog who wins the ball back. Like, for a specific purpose, yes, he's useful for that. And he's quite cheap. I think Genoa are happy to let him go for like 18, 20 million euros. But literally, he definitely can't be like the single pivot. Like, you can't make him a regista. This guy's very limited on the ball. His touch is really bad. His passing is pretty average. But in a double pivot, if we're going to play 3-4-2-1, that is probably the type of profile I've said. Like, yeah, I wouldn't cry if we signed Friendrup because he's the right profile. But honestly, he's not really interlevel. And there's a reason why he's still at Genoa. And guys, if he's available for 20 million euros, why is no one signing him? He is very, very limited. Honestly, could be useful, but I don't think he's interlevel really. He could do a job like, Gary Medel used to do for us. But yeah, I do still weirdly, maybe I'm deluded. Not anymore, actually, Shakir. In the last few days, if you ask me, I did still hold hope for the Lookman thing, but now I don't anymore. I feel like we've blown our load with this Diouf signing, and now we're just try to sign some sort of cheap centre back by the sound of it. Yeah, after the Diouf thing, I don't really hold any hope anymore. Okay, though. Hey, man, give Luis Enrique a chance. Give Luis Enrique a chance. But yeah, Juve today, 100%, he channeled his inner K-Dog for sure. And by K-Dog, for young Interisti, he means Kondogbia. Oh yeah, I'll post it on the community tab. I always post or repost the videos that I post on that channel. So keep a lookout on the community tab, Bigotelli. And yeah, next week we'll have Hakan, Pio Frattesi, Udinese, watch out. And then we have Juve coming up on match day 3. So hopefully we can go into that with 6 points on the bag. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, next week we have the excitement of the Pio debut. Yeah, and so we've already discussed Juve's stinky debut. Ugarte, yeah, that's basically Ugarte was a very expensive Friendrup. And I think his salary is probably still going to be too high, even if he will be just available for Man U. That's literally the role of a Friendrup would be the Ugarte, just that water carrier, the dog that you just go, hey boy, bring me the ball, bring the ball back, make the 2-yard pass to Barella, and just, yeah, hey, here's your stick. Now go away now. Don't try to play football. Don't try and pass it around. But yeah, that type of profile. That is if we're gonna play double pivot. If we're gonna play 3-4-2-1, that we do need a profile like that. But yeah, guys, that is it from me. I have enjoyed doing this match reaction with you guys. It is a fantastic way to come back. 5-0 win for Inter to come back. Christian CHIVU and the boys have given us a fantastic return to Serie A season. Are you excited or not now? Come on, you got to be excited now. Bastoni with 2 GA, Lautaro with goal and assist, Thuram with 2 goals, Sucic with an assist, Barella with an assist, and Boni with a debut goal. What more can you ask for? Oh yeah, and of course, a clean sheet. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao ragazzi, thank you for tuning in. Keep a lookout on the channel, of course, for match previews, reaction, and everything. Ciao ragazzi, always. Forza Inter, Forza CHIVU.